Okay, so we're on section 5.4, parallel lines and transversals. And in the last section we talked about a lot of this stuff. So refer back to that video. In 5.4 we can jump into, okay, we can't jump into the questions yet. We need to look at some of those notes. So if two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then the alternate interior are equal, the corresponding are equal, and the interior on the same side are supplementary. Okay, so let me draw you a picture. So let's draw two parallel lines. And let's draw the transversal. I'll use a different color for the transversal. Alright, let's take a look. Let's label these 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. So if the two black lines are parallel, L1 and L2, and a transversal T cuts through them, then you have some nice results. Corresponding angles are equal. So for example, 1 and 5 are equal. 2 and 6 are equal. 3 and 7 are equal. And 4 and 8 are equal. That's corresponding. They're in the same relative position. 1 and 5 are in the top left. 2 and 6 are in the top right. 3 and 7 are in the bottom left. And 4 and 8 are in the bottom right. Alright, let's go to alternate interior. Now, alternate interior, remember, alternate is on opposite side of the transversal. I'll jot that down for you. Alternate, opposite side of transversal T. So for example, 1 and 2 are alternate, but they're looking for alternate interior. So all the interior angles are in here, so that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the ones that are alternate interior are 3 and 6, and 4 and 5. So we would say that 3 is equal to 6 and 5 is equal to 4 in terms of these angles. Okay. As well, not only are the alternate interior angles equal, but also the alternate exterior angles. And I'm not sure why it doesn't say that. So let's just add that in. Exterior as well. Alternate exterior as well are equal. So that would mean like 1 and 8 are equal, and 2 and 7 are equal. Alright, now the last thing here is interior angles on the same side are supplementary. So supplementary means adds to 180. So for example, 3 and 5, angle 3 plus angle 5 equals 180. And same with 4 and 6, angle 4 and plus angle 6 is also equal to 180 degrees. Okay, now that we have that, we have enough to work on build your skills. Okay, so build your skills 1 in the diagram below. L1 is parallel to L2. State the measures of the indicated angles and explain your reasoning. Alright. So let's start with the most obvious. So you can see that angle 3 here is in the bottom right of this little neighborhood here. And so is 118. So we would say that angle 3 is equal to 118 degrees. So that one's taken care of. Now, to solve for angle 2, I can use supplementary. So 180 take away 118. Because angle 2 and the 118 degree angle form a straight line. So 180 take away 118 is 62 degrees. So now I have angle 2. Now angle 1, so I'll just jot in the note there for angle 2. Now angle 1, if you look at angle 1, it is alternate, or excuse me, it is on the same side of the transversal, but interior. So angle 1 is equal to 180 minus 71, which is 109. And the reason is same side interior. And we know that that's a rule, that it's the supplement as well. So we have angles 1, 2, and 3. All we need is angle 4 now. And you can see that angle 4 is supplementary to angle 3. And angle 3 was 118. So angle 4 is 180 degrees, take away 118, which we've already done earlier, which is 62 degrees. So there's angle 1, 2, 3, and 4. This was also a supplement. So you can see that supplement is a very powerful tool with angles. Alright, so what are the measures of the interior angles in the trapezoid shown below? Hint, be careful of the order in which you calculate the angles. So trapezoids have two sets of parallel lines, and I often like to, oh, I like to draw in the line. Here, let me just, okay, let's start from here. I like to extend my parallel lines. Sort of helps me sort of see what's happening. So I like to extend my parallel lines. That way I can even extend my transversals. I'll change color for the transversals. Alright, so there we have basically the trapezoid with the two parallel lines in black. And that can be represented by arrows. Those two are parallel. And then the blue are the transversal cutting through. Alright, so I always look for a supplement. That is the key usually, and I can find a supplement right there. So angle 1 is 180, take away 68, which is 112. Alright, so to solve for angle 2, you can see that angle 2 is on the same side of the transversal and it's interior. So angles 1 and 2 are supplementary as well. So 180 take away 112. 68 degrees. So that's not the only way you can solve it. You can see 68 also shows up right here, and you can see that angle 2 is also alternate interior. So 68 is alternate interior to angle 2. And often what some people will say is like you should look for the Z, and the Z would be like this. Or I guess that's a backwards Z, but you get the idea. So 68 would go with angle 2. Alright, so we have angle 1, let me just jot this in, 112. We have angle 2, jot that in at 68. Alright, so let's add up 68 and 112. We see that's 180. Now, What we can also do is take a look at angles 1 and 4. So how are angles 1 and 4 related? Just trying to think parallel lines. There isn't much of a relationship there that I'm seeing immediately. What I'm thinking about is that in a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided figure, all angles must add to 360. And I know that 68 and 112 add up to 180. And I'm seeing a whole bunch of symmetry here, just sort of flipped, if you will. No, it's the same symmetry. That Z pattern. Yeah, I guess it is sort of. Maybe I'll draw it the other way. Z would look like this. So it is a Z that's flipped. And angle 3 is acute, so this must be the 68. And angle 4 is obtuse, so this must be 112. Alright, moving along. Quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram, so that means there are two sets of parallel lines. So CB and AD are parallel, and AB and CD are parallel. It says angle B is 74 degrees. Determine the measures of the other angles and state your reasons. Okay. So for angle C, it's 180, take away 74, which is 106 degrees. So here's 106. Because they are on the same side, interior. Okay, so sometimes in order to see that, you need to extend the line. So there's the transversal. CB is the transversal of these parallel lines. And because of symmetry, this is also 74 and this is 106. They have to be. Alright, moving along. Now we're just getting into some more complicated diagrams. It's the only real sort of advice I can give you is to try to focus on two lines and the transversal at a time. And I know it's kind of hard with all these lines on the page. So it says find a pair of parallel lines in the diagram. So we need some angles that match up. And then it says mark all the angles necessary to determine this. Alright, so just trying to look, just from scanning this, I think that L3 might be parallel to L1, just sort of by the way that they're looking on the page. It's easy to sort of spot parallel lines. So what I need is a transversal. So let me highlight my parallel lines in purple that I think are parallel anyway. And I'll highlight my transversal in blue. Here's a transversal in blue. Now let's get all these angles. So if this is 77, this is 77. Vertically opposite angles are equal. And from here to here is a supplement. So 180 take away 77 is 103. Vertically opposite, so this is 103. So you have a full circle there. 103 plus 77 plus 103 plus 77 is 360 degrees. It's a full rotation. And you see 103 corresponding as well. So 103 right here corresponds to 103 right here. And of course, using supplements, that's 7, 7. This is 7, 7. This is 103. We have the exact same thing going on over there. So this neighborhood of angles is identical to this neighborhood of angles. So we would say that yes, L1 is parallel to L3 with L5 as the transversal. Proving this fact. Okay, this is the symbol for parallel. All right, into number 5. What size must angle 1 be if L1 is parallel to L2? So there's a number of ways to do this. I just like to get all the points. So vertically opposites are equal. Subtract from 180 using supplement. So this is 57, 57. So 57's top right, so it goes there. And vertically opposite, this is 57 here. So angle 1 must be equivalent to 57. I can even fill in these as well. Okay, sort of get the neighborhood of points. Okay, these neighborhood of points must be the same as these neighborhood of points. And for the most part, you know, supplement is the go-to strategy here to solve most problems. So 180, take away whatever angle you're working with to solve for the other. Supplement is huge in this section. Okay, here's question 6. It says that the two vertical pipes in the diagram need to be moved to be parallel to each other. By what angle must the plumber move the second pipe? Alright, so if they were to be parallel, you would have this going on. This is your transversal here of this parallel line L1 and L2. So just draw these lines in, it makes it easier. Okay, so if this is 106, this value here must be supplementary because they're interior on the same side of the transversal. So 180 take away 106 is 74. You can see though that this angle is 78. So by what angle must the plumber move the other pipe? The difference between 74 and 78 is a 4-degree move. Okay, moving along. Builder skills number 7. If L1 and L2 are parallel, so we can jot that in by these little arrows, and are intersected by transversals T1 and T2, what are the measures of the indicated angles? Solve for the measures in the given order, stating your reasoning. So angle measure number 1, right here, is equivalent to 54 because of vertically opposite. Now angle 2 is also 54 because it is alternate interior to angle 1. Okay, you can see that there is a Z pattern there. I will draw that in for you. Z pattern for 1 and 2. So they are equivalent. Angle 3 is supplementary to 83. So 180 take away 83 is 97. Supplement to 83. And angle 4, I'll draw that Z pattern again. Angle 4 Got the Z pattern with 83, so they are also equivalent. So angle 4 is 83 degrees because it is alternate interior to 83 degrees. Okay, build your skills 8 and 9. And these are the last two questions in the section before the homework. So it says in the diagram below, if the side of the house and the side of the shed are parallel, what are the measures of angles 1 and 2? Okay, so the side of the house and the side of the shed are parallel. So this and this are the same, or are parallel. And it looks like you have a transversal cutting through right here. So I find it really helps to extend the lines, and different colors is pretty helpful as well. Whoops. Alright, so we got a couple parallel lines in black, we got a blue line in the transversal. Okay, so let's zoom this in. So if this is 58, whoops, if this is 58, then this right here would have to be supplementary to 58, so 180 take away 58 is 122 right here. Because they are on the same side of the transversal on the interior, so we know that they're supplementary. Interior, same side of the transversal are supplementary. Now, looking at angle 2, now this one is obvious because you have a ground meeting with a vertical wall, so angle 2 should be at 90 degrees, which is obvious because this one's at 90 degrees. They're both on the ground, and they both have to be supplementary as well, and this is 90, then this has to be 90, so that's 90 and this is 90. So angle 2 is 90 degrees and angle 1 is 122 degrees for the same side transversal interior, same side transversal reason that they are supplementary. So 90 and 90 will make 180, and 122 and 58 will make 180 as well. Okay, last one here. A plumber must install pipe 2 parallel to pipe 1. He knows that angle 1 is 53 degrees. Let's just jot that in. What is the measure of angle 2? Now, I can't even find angle 2 there, so often you need to draw in an extra line. So there's pipe 1. There's pipe 2. And the transversal cutting through in blue is like this. So again, same side, interior transversal, supplementary. It seems like if you're stuck, maybe just subtract from 180 and you could get lucky. So there's angle 2, 127 degrees. Okay, so that's it for the section 5.4. So practice all your skills as well. Once that's done, do the chapter test as well.